I heart the Philippines. Yep, totally. It's kind of the Philippines that gave us the opportunity. I could not have done it anywhere else.
This is Brian, a UK citizen based in Singapore. In this video, he shares what makes the Philippines so special and why he chose to start a restaurant there. I'm Josh, YouTuber and proud Filipino based in Singapore. Previously, Brian told me why he's never going back to the UK after living in Singapore for almost 2 decades. So make sure to check that one out in the description box below. And now, let's hear what Brian has to share about the Philippines. Are you familiar with the tagline, "It's more fun in the Philippines"?
Yeah, so they've changed that now. So that was running for quite a while. So now it's I love the Philippines. My wife's Filipino. I got 2 Filipino kids. It's my second home. I've got a house there. We're building a restaurant there. We've even bought a jeepney, the old World War II Jeeps converted to a bus. We got one of those, which we're converting to a food truck as we speak. So it is my second home. I just love it. You know, I just had one of my customers come back from the island where we've got our things. She extended her stay twice. She just said, "Can I stay a little bit longer?" I'm like, yeah. She was in the house, you know. You go there, you can't help but fall in love. You fall in love with the people. You fall in love with the country, the food, the things that you can see and do there. It's just exceptional. It really is. Hence, you know, I heart the Philippines. Yep, totally. It's probably my favorite country on the planet.
You said that you're building a restaurant there.
Yeah.
Why?
Can't you tell by the tattoos? Come on. So no, I've cooked all my life, not professionally. I've never been trained professionally. I've trained myself. And there's always been the totally pipe dream of wanting to have a restaurant. You know, I look around and I see restaurants opening, restaurants closing. And there's always been the pipe dream of having my own. Here, you need like $10 million, and it's high risk because we all know what's happening with rents and Chinese hot pot brands coming in and taking over the world, etc. Right? So never going to happen here. UK was the same, right? You know, millions upon millions of pounds that you would need to do it there. And then, you know, I did a few things like I was doing my own little business sideline and I trained myself up. I built up a lot of confidence to be able to cook for other people quite confidently, right in front of them as well. I was doing like chef tables around people's houses. I did Masterchef here, only AMO ever on Masterchef Singapore. And that again gave me a lot of confidence to give it a go, you know. And then we found this plot of land in the Philippines where my house is, and it was like, okay, doable financially. Let's buy the land, you know. So we bought the land, and then we started working with an architect, design build architect in the Philippines. Can you give us a budget for building a 2-story restaurant? Looks like this. I used Gen AI to do a design. It was just a really good way to sort of go, you know, give me a photo grade image of a restaurant which looks like this, blah, 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 based on this land. And you could feed it the dimensions of the land, pictures, you know, it's got a big tree and kind of theme that you want the restaurant to run. And it goes, whoop. So I was able to share that with the architect to go, you know, give me a budget-ish within a, you know, sort of 20% margin of error type thing of what you think it's going to cost. Again, it came back like doable. And that was really the defining moment. Was we've probably got enough disposable cash, and I talk about, you know, get PR because you get CPF here, right? So savings. We've got monies potentially we can use to build this thing, right? And not have a mortgage, not owe any money, so it's minimal risk in inverted commas. If it all goes terribly bad, we can convert the thing to a house, right? Yeah. So wife and I took a decision and went, yeah, let's do it. So as we speak, she is being built. I'm doing all of the social media as we speak. So we got all of the social media feeds all kind of set up whilst it's being built. I've designed the menu. We've started recruiting. Bank accounts are set up, etc. So yeah, it's been super interesting, kind of remote program managing the build of a restaurant in the Philippines. But yeah, it's kind of the Philippines that gave us the opportunity. I could not have done it anywhere else. I couldn't.
What's the most challenging part of setting it up?
Okay, number 1, not being there. Number 2, never having done it before, ever. Number 3, the expectation of fail is big. Because again, never having done it, you know, it's my menu. You know, some of the dishes on the menu are things that I've previously served here doing that previous business, but it still is expectation of failure that we open and that first night no one comes, you know.
Yeah.
And are we here or are we there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the unknown. It's huge. So hence still having to do the day job, the normal salaryman kind of job, to mitigate the risk of failure associated to that. So we're still going ahead with it, right? But it's really tough not having the ability to put all in to it. We are probably 20-30%, because my wife works as well here. So we're 20-30% into it, reliant on other people locally to help us, friends and family in the Philippines. So it's really hard doing it remote. It's super, super tough. And we haven't even opened yet. I mean, that just takes it to another paradigm, right? When we open, you want to see the eyeballs of the customers and are they happy, and you want to monitor the service and make sure the food's going out okay, and then will we be there to be able to do that? In the short term, maybe not. We've still got kids to go through university for a business that's not tried and tested. We have no idea will it succeed or fail. It's unknown. It's massively sleepless nights on that. Unknown.
On one hand, you're trying to set up the business, but it's a different ballgame if you start the actual thing.
If it goes well, who knows, right? That could fundamentally change a whole short-term life direction. It really could. If it's really successful and it earns enough money that will allow us to support the remaining kids to go through university, it could change our life. If it's okay, and it's not life-changing, then we still have to do our normal, stay here to earn enough money to put the kids through, and then that becomes the retirement plan. So that's the short-term concept at the moment. It's retirement, but then we have to do everything remote. If it goes really well, that might have brought things forward substantially, right? It's really scary that it might open one day soon, but we're desperate for that to happen so that we can actually remove a lot of these unknowns and assumptions of it worked or it didn't. It's really tough.
First of all the best to your restaurant.
Thank you so much, John.
Second thing is, that's really the game of entrepreneurship.
Right. To your point, entrepreneurialism. Yeah, just give it a go. But unless you try, you never know. My wife's just opened up a retail store on the same island. So now we've got a food truck, a restaurant, a house, and now a retail store, just to add to that spirit of entrepreneurialism at the family at the moment, right? So yeah, just try. Why not, right? And that's what we're trying to live by at the moment. Like, I highly recommend that kind of spirit. And when I left the UK, someone gave me a gift, and it was engraved, and on the back of it said, "Never look back." Right, and it's always stuck with me. Never look back. Keep going that way, right? If you fail, that's fine. It's like golf. I'll give you a golf analogy. What is the most important shot in golf? Give me an idea. What do you think?
The most important shot?
The most important shot in golf. Is drive, putt. What's the most important? It's your next.
Oh.
Think about it, right? So if you have a bad shot, forget it. You can't do anything about it. So never look back. What's your most important shot? It's your next shot. So same in life, right? Never look. If you fail at something, if something bad happens, you can't change it. So what's the point of keep dwelling on it? Forget it. Move on, right? And always look forwards. Don't look back. You lose a goal, can't do anything about it. You're 1-0 down. Get on with it, right? Same. Life, work, sport, everything and anything. It's a short time we live here, so get on with it and enjoy it whilst you can. So taking a risk every now and then is really exciting as well.
You just shoot your shot, basically.
Yeah, but give it a go, because otherwise you will be sitting there at 90 years old if you last that long and go, "Oh, I wish I will never be in that position of I wish I had." Looking back, going, "Oh, we failed on that one, but this one really worked. That was good fun." I'd rather be doing that than I wish I had, right? Because then I think it's wasted opportunity through your life. Yeah.
And what wasted opportunity if you didn't leave the UK?
I'll tell you, that was exactly, one great example in my life. We sat there. I'd never been to Australia before, never left the UK or worked. Tell a lie, I worked in Switzerland, a couple of hours away. But this was, halfway around the world. And it really was like, shall we sharpen? It was like, oh. And to be honest, the thing that was stopping us was family. It was that if we move there, we will miss our family. But my wife then was Japanese, so her family was in Japan. My wife's in the UK, so it's like, well, we'll both be away from family if we go there. So that kind of normalised that argument. And then it really was, what if 10 years down the road we're still living in the UK and we look back and went, oh, I wonder what it would have been like living in Australia. And the same in Australia. We went there for a 2-year contract. We stayed 5. The only reason we left Australia was because we got offered to move up here. And that was for a 2-year contract. And now, nearly 18 years later, we're still here, right? So, yeah, I recommend, I implore people, if you get the chance to do something, do it. Don't pontificate about it, because the opportunity will pass and you'll miss it. And I suspect years down the road, and I wonder what it would have been like. Just try it. If it doesn't work, that's fine. If it does work, awesome. We've had an incredible life overseas. My kids have had an incredible life overseas. It's given my children the most amazing opportunities for future life. And I look at Oliver now, who stands out in the UK, despite the fact that he's got a UK passport. The child that did do 2 years national service for his country, Singapore, the child that's got 2 passports, the child that's lived in 3-4 countries. It makes such a difference. But at that point in time, sitting back in the UK when we were going, shall we go to Australia or not? It might not have happened, if we'd have been more defensive of that decision. But we were more kind of risk open and went, let's do it, because otherwise we're going to regret not trying it. And now look,
Life is beautiful, but what more you can actually do if you take your chances. So I guess that's my biggest takeaway from your story.
Yeah, I really, really think if anyone gets the chance, if you do, at any point in time in your life, if you get an opportunity, give it a go, right? Just try. I have been so fortunate in my life. I've had horrible things in my life, but I've had so many wonderful things happen in my life, taken the opportunity, and I'll never look back on those. It's just so many quite incredible memories and future opportunities that we have because we just took a bit of a chance, And I would have been kicking myself in a few years' time if I'd have gone, oh, what if we'd have opened the restaurant? It's those kind of things, So fail or not, it's just something that I think just give it a go. If you get an opportunity, put it in your lap, just try it. Because you will, I guarantee it. For the rest of your life, you're going, I wonder if I had, what would have happened? But it's too late. It's gone.
You only have one life, indeed.
It's totally right. Yeah, and sadly, that's some of the, the negativity, as we talked about, living overseas, and death occurs to us all. We don't know it's going to happen, and it will be a surprise, or it will be a more normal time frame associated to when a passing happens. But surprises happen as well, right? And people die young, which is really super sad, right? And you don't know how long you got on this planet, so therefore don't over-plan and don't plan 20, 30 years out. Plan for tomorrow. Hence, again, if you get an opportunity to do something, give it a go, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You don't.
You never know, indeed. So thank you so much, sir, for sharing your story.
You're more than welcome.
Any last words to our audience?
This is great to meet this young man. Super interesting. Please follow him and tick the follow and the like box, especially if you like this. We'll do another one as well if you like this. This is the future of the country here. Thank you for the opportunity as well, my friend. But ask any questions. If you've got any questions, just drop them in the chat below, and I'll help Josh reply to those as well if there's anything specific to me. But thank you for the opportunity. Truly appreciate it, mate.
My pleasure. Before you click on my next video, don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't done so. And I'll see you in the next video.